What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I posted a video, but I'm back with some cute little Y2K duckies. I'm not going to be calling these bell-bottom nails this time because I did actual duck nails. I've been seeing the shorter ones on Instagram and stuff, so I wanted to go ahead and do a set because I thought they were really cute. Plus I just wanted like some short nails, and I know a lot of you guys have been asking me to do a short nail set. So I figured I would do the short duck nails since I know how to shape them a lot better now. And I did create this look using some gel polishes from Nail Reserve LA. I received 7 new shades, which I'm gonna go ahead and swatch. I also used a few that I already had, which I'll be telling you guys later on in the video. But yeah, this first shade that I swatched is called Temptation. This is like a bright, almost neon light pink. It looked a lot more nude online, but it's actually a lot brighter in person, which I like because it's summertime, so bright colors are perfect. This next one is called Tenerife. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's an orange shade, really pretty. It's not like too bright, but it's just like the perfect regular orange color. I really like that. Next we have this purple shade called Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Then this really pretty bluish color called Splash. After that we have this reddish orange called Good Cheer. Then this green shade called Hypnotica. This is a really pretty color as well. And the last shade is called Cactus Dream, and this is a nice bright green shade. I really love all these colors. As you can see, with one coat they're full coverage. These polishes are really pigmented, so if you have shorter nails you only need like one coat. I did apply a top gel off camera and cured each layer for 60 seconds. These are the finished colors. I do have a 50% off discount code with Nail Reserve LA, so if you guys are interested in any gel polishes, check the description box. I'll also have the names of them in the description box as well. So let's go ahead and move on to the tutorial. As you can see, I've applied my duck nail tips off camera and shaped them up. We'll get into more details on the shaping later on. I do the same thing when I file them as well. So I'm going in with my dehydrator and primer, 1 coat of Mia Secret dehydrator and 2 coats of Young Nails protein bond. And I do have acrylic on my nails so that when I file this set down I don't file through my actual nail. If you're wondering, it's just like a little bit darker than the color that I normally use because I ran out of that other color, but whatever, it's getting covered up anyway by a nude shade, so it really doesn't matter. And then after the dehydrator and primer dries, I'm going to go in with a layer of base gel over my nail beds because the base on these nails is going to be polygel. So as always, you want to make sure that you prep your nails properly so that you have the proper adhesion with the polygel and it doesn't lift. The gel is going to give that polygel something to grip onto, so make sure you evenly coat the nail bed area all around so that you have no lifting. For the base on the nails, I'm going to be building all of them up with this nude polygel shade from the Modelones All Seasons Polygel Kit in the number 461. I know it looks really orange and like really like bright apricot color right now, but once you like brush it out and everything, it like shears out to like a nice peachy like nude nail bed shade. So yeah, no worries. It just kind of looks a little bit weird when you squeeze it out of the bottle, but as you can see, as I'm brushing it out and later when I paint my French on and everything, the color looks more nude and not so like orangey apricot, if that makes any sense. I'm only going in with 1 layer to build these up because these nails are short, so I really don't need a lot of product. This is more than enough product. For some reason this little lamp that I have doesn't cure this Modelones polygel all the way through, so I had to use my bigger lamp, and I will be curing this nail really quick because the polygel is kind of soft, so it started to run into the cuticle area. So I'm just gonna like pop this finger in the lamp really quick to avoid it from running in the cuticle area. That's why I kind of realized that this lamp wasn't curing the polygel properly because it was still kind of wet when I took my fingernail out of the lamp. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop it in my bigger lamp when I'm done with this nail. But basically, I start by patting the polygel around the cuticle area, getting it nice and thin around the cuticle area. You never want the cuticle area to be bulky because that's how you will get lifting. So I make sure to do that first, and then I pat the polygel onto the nail bed and make sure I'm patting it sidewall to sidewall, and then I kind of just pat the rest of the polygel side to side down the nail. It helps to like pat the sides of the nail and the tip of the nail to keep the shape. With duck nails, I like to use the least amount of product as possible because the more product you bulk on, the harder it's going to be to file them in the end result, which is what I've learned from experience. So I kind of just try to keep the shape best I can, so I barely have any filing. When I do file them, I barely use my hand file because that will like take away the flare. I kind of just use my drill and my hand file just a little bit, but you want to avoid using the hand file too much with duck nails because it will take away that flare, which is the main thing about duck nails. But yeah, these Y2K duck nails are back in style now. I remember for a while I hated them, but I don't know, they're really growing on me lately. Like even these little short ones, I really love the little short like freestyle duck nails, especially the new way that they're shaped with the deep C curve. I feel like they look way cuter than they did like back then. Like they used to look like such wide like duck bills, which I used to hate. But this new style of shaping them, I really am feeling this style. So yeah, I could definitely like rock these kind all day. I like the long ones too, but as you guys know, if you watch my channel, I call those my bell-bottom nails because they always end up looking like the bell-bottom jeans by the time I'm done filing them, which is kind of like a Y2K vibe as well. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and start filing the nails. So I'm using a 180 sanding band to file these since they're polygel and I really didn't add a lot of product, so they'll file down pretty fast. So I'm using a 180 sanding band, and like I said, I really don't use my hand file that much when I do duck nails because I find it's just easier because the shape is kind of like awkward the way it is. So I do most of my filing with the drill bit. So I start around the cuticle area, file that down nice and thin to the cuticle area so it looks nice and natural, like it's growing like your actual nail. Then I just file over the surface, smooth out any bumps or lumps. Then I go ahead and file right under the very tip of the nail to give a deep C curve, which I will show you each time that I do it in this video. But when you're doing that, you kind of want to just like file in the middle of the nail, kind of like a half M shape, like towards the end of the nail, and then kind of like you know, file along the edges to give it that sharp C-curve look. I wanted to do like a deeper C-curve on these, but then it would have made them really short. Like, I think this is the shortest that I could go, so I didn't want them to be too short. I guess I could have extended them a little bit with a tip, but I just wanted like regular duck nails. I didn't want to have to do all that, so I didn't do like a deep C-curve, but that also does look really cute as well. But like I said, I just did like a little bit, so I do like a half little M shape and like file the edges, and it just gives a more flattering shape in my opinion. I also make sure to file underneath the nails as well, because sometimes like the polygel gets stuck under there, so just filing all of that out, and along the sidewalls as well. Don't file the sidewalls too much, because like I mentioned, you'll take the flare away.
Weenie. Weenie.
Now that most of the debulking is done with the drill, I'm gonna go in with my hand file just a little bit to make sure the sides of the nails are straight. So I hold my file straight and file along the sides just a little bit, not really curving my file inward, because that's really going to take away the flare. Like I said, just to make sure that the sides are straight, and that's pretty much it. I don't do anything else. I don't file the free edge because I already did that with my drill bit. This is just to make sure that the sides are nice and even and not like all misshapen, because when you apply the polygel, the nails kind of lose their shape. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and buff out the scratches before I do the nail art. I'm gonna go ahead and use my detail brush to start painting the French. So the color that I'm using to do the French on this nail is that shade called Temptation, which is one of the new shades that I swatched today. I start by outlining how I want my French, and then I kind of just fill in the tip with the polish brush out of the bottle. Then I go back in with my detail brush and get like the corners that are hard to reach, and just kind of neaten up my smile line a little bit. I do wipe a little bit of the polish off of the sides before I cure to avoid like the sides from losing their shape, because I really hate when that happens. I like the shape to still look nice and sharp. I'm only going in with one layer of polish because I'm also doing nail art on top, and these polishes are pretty pigmented anyways.
Rainy.
On this nail, I'm going to do the same thing, except I'm going to be using the color Bronze Me Baby, and this is a nice yellow shade. This one is not one of the new ones that I received, but I wanted to use it anyway. I'm just using like a bunch of colors from Nail Reserve LA. So I'm doing the same thing. So on this nail, I'm using that color. On the ring finger, I'm going to be using White Reserve, which is a white gel polish. On the pinky, I'm going to be using that new blue shade called Splash.
Rainy.
Next, I'm going to take my dotting tool and I'm going to make little polka dots on this nail with that shade Girls Just Want to Have Fun. It's that purplish shade, so I'm just like making polka dots going across the French. I got some inspo from Pinterest for this set. The nail artist name is Lacanya or something like that on Instagram. He had a couple different designs on her duck nails, and this was one of them. I thought it was really cute, so I wanted to incorporate it in this set. And also she had one with the stars. That's where I also got the inspo for that nail. And then I kind of just like freestyled the rest of the nails. So after that, I'm gonna take a little bit of top gel and make little like rain droplets with my dotting tool on this nail. It gives like a really cute look. On this nail, I'm going to be doing like a colorful leopard print design. So I'm going to be using 4 different colors. So I'm going to start by drawing the spots first and then going in and outlining them with the black. So I'm using Girls Just Want to Have Fun, which is a purple shade. I'm also using the green Cactus Dream, the orange Tenerife, I don't really know how you pronounce it, but that's the best I could do. And then the blue shade called Splash. You want to make them not just like dots, kind of like irregular, because that's how leopard print spots are. So I'm going to do that and then cure, and then go ahead and outline them in the black. When you do the black for the outline, you just want to kind of do like little half C shapes and wiggle your brush, and then make like little dots in between to do the leopard print. Kind of reminded me of like Lisa Frank for some reason. I thought it was really cute with like all the different colors. I'm going to be using Black Reserve, which is the black shade from Nail Reserve LA.
Rainy.
I'm going to outline the smile line on this nail with this baby blue shade called Aquablue. For the star nail, I'm going to use a couple different colors. So I'm going to start with this color Cactus Dream, and this is the easiest way I figured to do stars. So you want to make like a line going across and then a triangle shape, kind of like an A shape. Then you basically draw the rest of the lines of the star and then fill it in, and you kind of just thicken up the star until it looks basically like how a star would look, if that makes any sense. I'm really bad at explaining, but you can see what I'm doing. I just kind of run my brush through the lines and thicken it up, and eventually it looks like a star. And then I'm gonna draw like a couple like half star pieces, like as if like part of the star was sticking out of the side of the nail. So I'm going to be using Aquablue, which is the baby blue. Also this really light pastel purple shade called Polish Me Pretty. Then I'm also using that same neon light pink shade called Temptation.
Greeny. Greeny. Greeny.
To finish up the set, I'm gonna go ahead and add my nail charms now. So I have a bunch of really tiny nail charms, so I basically picked out all my really tiny colorful nail charms, and those are the ones that I'm going to be using for this set. You want to use smaller nail charms on shorter nails because you'll be able to see the nails better and it won't be like overpowering on the nails. So I have some different like charms. I have the butterfly charms, some really tiny gummy bears. I finally found really small gummy bears. Aren't they the most cutest things ever? I have some little rainbow lollipops. Then I have some cute little rhinestone charms, and then some other like star and heart. I'm using some rhinestone gel and just kind of like curing each nail so that it stays in place. When I'm done, I'm gonna go ahead and top coat all the nails, and that is it for this set. I love the way these came out. They really give that Y2K vibe. It's crazy how like styles like repeat themselves. So yeah, I hope you guys like this set. Let me know what you think of it in the comments. I would appreciate if you left me a like. That would really help me out a lot. Also, if you're new, don't forget to subscribe because I post videos every week, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye. Love you guys. Before I leave, I did want to mention that I went over the raindrop nail one more time after I top coated it. I recommend actually top coating the nail first and then doing the raindrops, which I didn't do because I don't normally do this type of nail, and I guess I wasn't thinking. So I top coated the nail and then just retraced over the raindrops that I already did with a little bit more gel just to kind of like bring them back out. So if you're wondering why like I did it again, that's why.
Greeny. Greenie.